This is the Spartan Body Mind Podcast. I'm your host, Seth Winterhalter. Today, we're talking about Friday Contemplation. This week, we had Monday Motivation, where we looked at how to own your morning, how to own your day, how to own your week. Wednesday, we talked about why you're not making progress in the gym, with your diet, other facets, maybe at your work, not getting that promotion, not getting that raise, maybe in relationships. How do you find a spouse? Wherever it is, why are you not making progress? We talked about that. So go back and listen to the other two episodes this week. Today, we're looking at Friday Contemplation, why I believe it is vital. It is of significant importance to be a person who assesses the week that you just had. So before we dive into that, I want to encourage you, go to the Spartan Body and Mind Facebook group, join, be a part of the community where we share these podcasts, we share other tips and insights on how you can become Spartan fit, both physically and mentally. I want to encourage you also, if you're looking for personal coaching, you can go to SethWinterhalter.com, schedule a free assessment call where I can hear more of your story, hear more of where you're at, and help you become the person you desire to become. Friday Contemplation. Are you taking time at the end of your week to assess and evaluate and then make a plan out of that assessment? Why do we assess our week? Why should you assess your week? Well, number one, three things why you should assess your week. Number one, to celebrate the wins. I think that we don't do enough time. We don't take enough time to celebrate that which we did accomplish. If you look at the landscape, a lot of Americans are just tired. They're just exhausted. They're frustrated. And I think one of the things that leads to that is just not celebrating enough. One of America's strengths is we want to succeed. We love the underdog story. We love the grind. We love getting after it. But the danger of getting after it is you never celebrate where you've been and what you have done. There's always got to be another hill to climb, and that can lead to a very exhausted life. So, are you celebrating your wins? If you're a leader as well of an organization, are you creating a culture that celebrates the wins? You'll create a culture where people feel valued, people feel worth, people feel a part of a team. I want to encourage you, be a place where you celebrate the wins. When it comes to making progress in the gym, actually seeing, this is where celebrate the wins. What did you accomplish this week in the gym? Sometimes we think we're not making progress. We think that we're just kind of stalled out, or maybe we're lacking motivation. One of the ways to easily get some motivation is to look at the wins. Where did your lifts increase? Where did you add some weight? Where did you add some reps? Even just going to the gym, right? I went to the gym 5 times this week. That was awesome. That's a win. Assess your week and celebrate the wins. This is why also, specifically with fitness, I want to encourage you to be taking pictures of yourself. Every morning, take a picture of yourself as naked as you're comfortable with in your mirror in the bathroom. That way you have a track. You're tracking, right, what you look like. You're tracking what's changing. You can celebrate those wins. If you're not tracking anything, what are you gonna have to celebrate? So I want to encourage you. The first thing I like to do at the end of my week is just celebrate the wins, even if I just showed up. Maybe it was a hard week. Maybe I feel like I didn't get as much done as possible. Well, what did I get done? Celebrate the wins. Number 2, learn from the failure. When you assess, you're able to go, man, you know what? I seem to this day I just blah blah. So for me this week, I've had a little cold this week, just some little sniffles, nothing major, and so I kind of felt it Thursday, Friday. Still went to the gym, still did my normal thing. Yesterday, Saturday, again when I'm recording this, Saturday I went to the gym and I was very tired. I could feel that I was to the point of just feeling really exhausted. I had a really crazy week. And so just a lot of stuff going on. And so I was tired. And so what did I do? I deadlifted. That was like the stupidest choice I could have done. Like when you're tired And you're, again, when you're familiar with the body enough to go, yeah, I need to really take it easy today. And then I did like the most taxing exercise. That was just stupid. So now I get to learn from failure, right? Yesterday afternoon, I was just toast. And then I got home and that cold turned into like I was freezing. I felt like I was coming down with something crazy. Luckily, I went to bed really early and I got some good sleep last night. I'm still feeling it, but it's not as bad. And so I got to learn from that failure. I got to be more mindful of the realities of my life and not to push in ways that are going to make things worse. So what can you learn from this week? How can you look at your schedule and go, man, I really struggled with getting up at this time. I really struggled with this. I need to adjust here so that you can learn from it and put a plan in place. That really goes into the third thing, right? Number one, we celebrate the wins. Why do we assess the week? Number two, so we can learn from the failures. Number three, then we assess so that we can look ahead with fervor. I want to look ahead. I want to take both the wins. I want to repeat things that will create more wins. I want to learn from the failure so I don't repeat things that will lead to more failure. So I can learn and adapt. And then I want to look ahead then to the week that's coming up and go, man, I have some information now through this assessment to be able to make this next week even better. Every week we should have opportunities to grow, opportunities to succeed even greater. It's just assessment is such a vital component that I think it doesn't even take that long. Take 15 minutes, 5 minutes each. Celebrate the wins, learn from the failures, look ahead to the week ahead that's coming up with fervor. Get excited about it. Those who don't take time to reflect and assess are bound to repeat their errors. You're not meant to be a hamster on one of those wheels. You're meant to change, to evolve, to become better. And better doesn't mean you just do more. It means you do what is actually best, right? Maybe one of the things you assess is, man, this week was just a work week. I need time for rest and recuperation. I know I need that. That's one of the lessons I'm learning is I'm just in a grind season right now. I work 7 days a week, which is radically unhealthy. I work way too many hours a day. My mind is way too active. And so it's impacting the quality of sleep I get. It's impacting, and the danger is I'm kind of justifying it saying, well, it's just a season. The issue is, well, when's that season end? Sometimes we do have those seasons, but I have to look ahead and say, okay, what's coming up the pike? What's coming up in the schedule ahead where I can kind of shut down a little bit? Because if I don't, I'm not going to get the best out of me, right? I can still say, well, I got to grind. Great. But you can only grind so hard before you're ground up. And so just because you're working 7 days a week and tons of hours a day doesn't mean you're actually producing anything of value because you're so shot. And so I want to encourage you. This is why assessment is vital. So not only you can look back and look at wins and look at losses, but you can look ahead and learn from those things to figure out how you can get the most out of the week ahead, the week that's coming up. So I want to encourage you to do that. Look at what have you done in the gym this week? What have been your morning and evening routines? How's your diet been? How's your mindset been? There's some things that you could assess real quickly. Take 15 minutes today on this Friday to assess those things so that you can do some thinking over the next few days so that you can hit the ground running on Monday to accomplish an even more productive and even more robust week ahead in all the facets of life, not just work, but in the way you play, the way you rest, the way you engage in relationships. Be a healthy, well-rounded person in all aspects of life. If we can help, if we can help you with, again, your transformation physically, mentally, I want to encourage you to be a part of the Spartan Body and Mind Facebook group. If you want to talk about coaching, personal coaching, I want you to go to SethWinterhalter.com and schedule a free assessment call. I want to hear where you're at and see if I might be able to help you become fit in every facet of life. Until next time.